Woe, although Woe can burst you down if you're not able to build enough armor. I think of the kind of meta carry heroes that were available, Rojo, this probably makes the most sense. Wow, First Blood's going to go down as Ancient Apparition will die. Yeah, kind of rotation from... Actually, not even rotation, but we do have the Warlock here, Rare Gods as well, and Seiyu's got to be very careful getting Dove a couple more poison tax stacks, and he's going to fall down. And, you know, you talked about this, by the way. You pointed out the Courier dying earlier on. And even despite that, this Void Spirit is spanking the Ember Spirit. His dives on top of Morelli, level 6, a little bit faster. Is he gonna kill him off?
A bit.
Doesn't have a jaunt, doesn't have for 14, but there we go. Remnant's gonna go take him down. Yeah, not only is it 36 for 10 versus 24 for 3.
As they actually do go on to Bottega.
Yeah, getting on top of him there, but he's gonna have Centaur getting him out for now. Rare Gods pops the save, but Morelli on top of 2 Rare Gods should fall. Lakota will be the victim in exchange, but they get Bottega out of here. Woe did pop God's Strength. The stun is not gonna chase him down. They should be able to kite out, and this is one thing we were talking about in terms of just these kiteable carries, but with Anku here and Ethereal as well, Morelli, yeah, he dodges a spell. It doesn't matter. He's going to get taken down, and it's just Seiyu running away, and with the God Strength popped, it looks like this is a tier 1 tower down at 8 minutes into this game as they just bring the number. At least with the Centaur, they were playing around him a little bit. They are starting to take the mid tier 1 down, but with Fatal Bonds and everything else, they're going to try to see if they can go take him down. There's going to be the Ice Blast, but it's a dead Ancient Apparition in exchange. Morelli trying to find this Warlock, but there's going to be the Shallow Grave, and he's not dead. So he's going to have to try to find some way to run. Dodges the Stormhammer. And there's that. But TPs are coming in. He's really out of remnants. Only one more, but it's so slow. And now Centaur tries to get him on out of here. Poison Touch slows him up a little bit. If he can get out of here, this is a God Strength that was wasted, but he's not going to get out. Woe's going to find him, bracketing him in.
Ooh. That's a good catch.
That is massive. Ice Blast on top of this Sven, and especially with the Vessel, he's dead. There is so much tick damage, but okay. Ancient Apparition is going to try to TP on out of here. We're going to have to see if he dies, but Morelli is truly the target as he gets... Courier will fall, but Morelli is so slow with this Poison Touch that he's not getting any remnants out of there. They do...
Doing so quite well, Infernal.
Gonna go and
2 Centaurs up here.
Yep, multiple. Don't speak to me or my son ever again, as Anku's gonna go and pop the Rolling Thunder, trying to get on top of Infernal, but even if he gets on top of him, I don't think he's gonna kill him. There's another Centaur. It's a whole family. It's not just me and my son. It's me, my son, my grandson, maybe some cousins involved, and that's a great change from just really from blind. An Ice Blast is gonna kill him off. So yeah, why would you go on a Centaur right now? He is top net worth. He's got a Vanguard.
Again, Ethereal just got the Ags.
That's a big deal, but Infernal blinks on top of him. There's gonna be the chains as well. Second stun from the Centaur. And, you know, the brothers, they're doing a great job as Infernal's gonna find this Dazzle straight where he wants to be. And while the laning stage was not great, admittedly, it was awful, especially for this Lifestealer. Actually, and for the Ember Spirit as well. You're looking for out of this kind of first Lifestealer Infest play. Well, there's still that thought because they're going to find Ethereal and maybe give me a little bit more. Shadow Demon in the Roshan pit. Very unhappy to be there with Anku. And now we're going to see the rock get dropped as well. But on the backside, Infernal finds both supports. That means the Shallow Grave wasted on this Dazzle. Rare Gods, he heals up a lot. That's fantastic. But even still, Void Spirit did die on the backside. Bottega starting to munch him down. And Infernal wants to keep running here. But that massive shot from the Pangolier does so much. Ice Blast on the backside, though, even as the Warlock Golem is chasing him down. That damage coming in from the Pangolier has done so much, and Morelli does not have the damage to follow. And in fact, Sven's gonna go try to find him. That's a full team wipe on the side of Kalmychata, and that looked so bad for them as that fight started.
Really good timing.
Oh, they're gonna find Infernal in the jungle as he finds himself a couple bounty runes. But we are starting to hit that point where this is an Infernal that can die, unlike early on. And yeah, exactly. Just dead. What I think is kind of interesting, though, someone in chat is going to actually find out the funny version of that joke and let me know, and it's going to be great. But for now, Ice Blast on top of the Void Spirit. And do we have any chains? Not just yet. In fact, the rock's going to get dropped on top of Akota. And with Fatal Bonds, it's more than just...
Woe's here.
Whoa, woe is me. That's going to be a dead Shadow Fiend. Morelli just has to get the hell on out of here. If you don't have these pickoffs, and even that he did get Eternal, right? That was a dead Void Spirit. You don't have... Well, let's see if they have any clip-worthy plays. They're going to try to find Woe getting on top of him. Great Ice Blast stun as well, and that is a dead Sven. And if you missed that, you missed him dying. We just talked about it, but if you missed it a little bit, although it does get broken on the Warlock. And now the Ice Blast is going to go in the very end. Roshan's dead by the Dire. Infernal gets the Aegis as well. Lifestealer gets saved, and whoa, he's just dead. The timing on that was amazing. And now, AnQ he's trying to get on top of the back lines. Lifestealer runs away, doesn't really care. They're not gonna go and get... They're not even going to get the Centaur, and it's going to be a dead Pangolier on the backside. But Tega very happy to get that one, and the Warlock falls.
It is.
Rare Gods dies on the backside. You cannot write that any better.
It's feeling pretty oppressive.
It is. They know that Botega's here, though. He's not the one with the Aegis, but the Rage making sure the Stormhammer does not land into him. 3-man Ice. Actually, not going to get all that much, but here comes the Centaur on the back line. Picks up his Lifestealer. Not even in the card. Doesn't need to. And now, whoa, BKB ending soon. Is going to have to run. Yeah, there we go. There's the card. Secondary Stampede is really the value, and now everyone's going to get on top of this. This is death. Ethereal on the backside. He's doing something. He's trying to kill off this ancient apparition who's just playing with him. He's got to get out of here. This game felt very playable for a while. And just now they can't touch anyone. Cliff that I've ever seen in Dota, but it's up there.
The hope that it got rid of.
Oh no, Ice Blast on top of Rare Gods. Yeah, this lasts longer than a Shallow Grave, and Bottega just has to run away a little bit on the backside. It's going to be both supports dead, trying to see if they can get saved, but that's not going to happen. And now AnQ just has to run. So too does Ethereal, and
Blink.
Nope, okay, yeah, there we go. We're not going to have the Hadouken take down, cancel the Blink on AnQ, but...
Force BKB.
Yeah, Woe goes in there. I don't know that that's what he wants to do. And now Ethereal, he's just going to get chained up, trying to get on out of here. But the cart is behind the horse this time. They're going to take him down. A lot of damage from Woe.
Disrupted.
That is so much, but he's just so much save at this point. And Woe continues to try to fight in, but Bottega's just healing off him. And Woe, maybe last burst off. Nope, not going to be enough here. Pangolier's dead. Bottega, he's deniable, but they're not going to deny him. He's just sitting there. And we can see the promise of this draft.
After that Roche fight, after the most recent fight, decided that this one is close to over. AnQ's going to try, maybe.
Yeah, Ember's gone, at least for now. Should be able to come back in fairly soon. Actually, he is back in as they're just trying to find Ethereal. Stuns should be there. There's all the damage. AA and the Ice Vortex causing all the problems, and that's going to do it. Game number 1. Went very poorly for Yellow Submarine off the lanes. Bottega was annihilated. As too really was the Ember Spirit, but tell your kids about Top Net Worth Centaur. He'll carry your games.
He'll physically carry you in a car. In terms of coming out of lanes and being able to push yourself to that, especially against Yellow Submarine with something like an Alchemist, it looks pretty scary. I would definitely, a reasonable time for you to get the Helm Dom. Because regardless of how conceptually good, AnQ taking a pretty heavy beating to this top lane. Bottega does have the concoction.
Has a lot of damage, and Shallow Grave is not ready to go. And I, in fact, had to pop Shadow Word level 1 just to keep AnQ alive, which is not where you want to go, especially if Akota takes him down anyways. So now Rare Gods not in a good position to dominate the lane as well. The second, actually, I guess technically the Dazzle's only died once, and now Woe getting very low here, goes into the wave, and Seiyu says, yeah, don't mind if I do. Thank you. I'll see if this is going to be enough. Woe's here, Dazzle off to the side. Infernal doesn't seem to be aware of it, and no roar just yet. So
awkward.
Fatal Bonds land. A lot of spread damage, even as the scatter shot lands, but goodbye. 16 seconds on the deck for this Dazzle, and now, well, this Warlock's going to get run down. A lot of healing, so I don't know if they're going to get much more than the Dazzle. Yep, Dawnbreaker ult goes down on top of the Beastmaster. They will be able to take the Beast down, and I think his Helm Dom creep as well. So that's a decent amount of gold. Another blast. Beastmaster level 7. He's got a Helm Dom creep. The towers are not living. Roar's gonna go down here. Do we have the damage, though? Woe's not level 6. Has no way to get on out of here. He's gonna try. Meta's dropped the heal. That's kind of all that he can do. And Woe just continues to get clicked down. He dies. Seiyu gets Anku on the top side of the map working with Bottega. Pressure in the mid lane. We do have Dream Coil up soon, I think. 39 seconds. Maybe not all that close. But Ethereal jumps in on top of the Pugna. There's going to be our first haunt of the game. But it takes a while to kill off a Coda. Despite everything, he can decrep himself. He can go and heal up. And Smoke's coming in.
Onto the supports.
Multiple TPs into that top lane. Another one coming in, but the rock gets dropped. That buys not enough. And now Snapfire gets on out of here. There's going to be the Dawn ult as well. This is the type of play you're looking for, but Dawnbreaker, oh no, Snapfire got out. He's starting to drop the kisses, and that's going to be a dead Dawn on the backside. Dazzle and the Warlock die just to Morelle and everyone else. Kind of an interesting smoke here, and there was no one at the top side when they made the smoke happen, but they're going to run right into Anku. Can we get in range of a roar? Kisses are going to slow him down just a little bit. There's the roar, enabling more kisses to land, and Anku tries to go and turn back into this. That's not going to work. And look at this. Alchemist finds the Dazzle. Shallow Grave has to get popped on the Dazzle, which is never how you want to make this happen. 3 dead as Yellow Submarine just collapse on the top side of the map. And hey,
first, that would be absolutely devastating.
Yeah,
or even Rare Gods.
On the edge, the edge gets on top, and then we're gonna see the Dawnbreaker ult go in, but even still, Rare Gods, he will be able to go and get that Shallow Grave off, but I'm not sure how much it matters because Bottega here has got the stuns, he's got the damage, there's not gonna be enough healing, and that's 3 dead, even though they were not able to start and kill the Dazzle. They go get that additional cash infusion as the game gets started here.
Dream Coil.
Kind of cool. Teleports in, already pre-channels the concoction, so it was on a long or a short time or a long stun as he TPs in. A smoke up from Yellow Submarine. They're looking for Anku, and Morelle, smoke should pop, knows exactly where he is. There's the Dream Coil with the snap kisses, and yeah, this is just going to be a dead Anku. And oh, by the way, they got Dazzle elsewhere as well. Infernal found the roar on that one, so kills top side of the map, bottom side of the map, and well, Ethereal should be able to go get the Helm Dom creep. That is done. Actually, I'm not sure that's the timing, but they're going to try for it. They're going to find a Coda, but he Glimmer Capes up. Still going to get found out anyways. Alchemist, though, double stun on the backside, and then you can only save 1. So this Dazzle is just kind of sitting here. He's going to die. They get both supports and don't even get a chance to bring this Spectre in.
Currently running around completely useless. And on that note.
Yeah, this is a dead Spectre with the with the Snapfire adding in a little bit more. And of course, when you kill someone that quickly, the big benefit of having some Mortimer's Kisses is you get to farm an ancient creeps. Isn't Pugna like the most evil character in Dota?
Probably. I'm not sure, actually, but we are going to get into a huge team fight, actually, in front with the roar.
There we go. On top of Ethereum. Morelli actually getting pretty low, but he's going to be able to get out for now as Coda or Anku tries to move in. But the problem is, okay, you have this great big burst. No one's dead. And in the prolonged fight, you're not killing this Alchemist. The damage he's putting in is massive. You have the Snapfire kisses coming in the backside. And even if it was only 1 for 0, as it looks like it's going to stay like that for now, you're still defending 4 versus 5 versus a level 20 Alchemist with a level 15 Spectre. This high ground defense.
Level 14 Void.
Yeah. That doesn't feel all that great. In fact, Snapfire Cookies, half damage on top of Woe, although there is no chemical raised right now on the Alchemist, so he's a little less tanky, but Infernal gets right on top of this Spectre. Here comes the Alchemist as well. Bottega's going to be able to take him down, and Rare Gods has no spells of remaining. This is going to be a clean, very clean 2-0 from Yellow Submarine over Kalmychata as they book themselves a ticket to fight against a Runa team in the upper bracket tomorrow. Of course, Life is not over here, Rojo, for Kalmychata. They run into the lower bracket. That's where they have to get their run.